Hello, and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch and then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
To survive a war, you gotta become war. Because this week we recommend Gremlins 2, a new batch, baby.
It's the first time you've had a quote from a movie within a movie.
Yeah, I know. It just like pops up twice, and I was like, hell yeah, it's such a rad quote. And I love when they, when Gizmo comes out and he does his one thing in the whole movie. He like shoots the flaming pencil, and then like they catch him and like they have him, and then Phoebe Cates goes, "What happened to him? They must have pushed him too far." And he just like has just like a bandana on.
Yeah.
That's like it. It's like
I could have watched, if the whole movie was just watching Gizmo watch Rambo, I would have watched it.
I would have done it. Like he seems like a perfect companion to watch movies. Dude, so I'm gonna ask you a question. This is a big question for me, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you like this movie?
It was fun. I don't necessarily think I'll ever watch it again unless my kids want to. But like, I thought it was pretty fun to watch.
Dude, this movie's wackadoo, and I love it.
It's so insane.
It's like, just put it into my veins. Put all the weirdness in it.
Yeah, it was definitely entertaining.
It's like they just were like, all right, what did everybody love about the first one? The Gremlins are wacky. It's like, what if we make them even more wacky?
Even wackier.
Let's break the fourth wall. Let's barely have Gizmo in it at all.
Yes.
That's probably the most negative part of it. It's like, where's my boy Giz, dude?
Because he crowd tested as like the least popular gremlin. I think he's the main character.
I think it was Joe Dante, the director of the film. He loves making creatures and stuff because that's kind of what he did. He makes makeup and creatures. And I think he's just like probably had more fun making the gremlins than he did anything else. Yeah. But they're like the best little dudes.
Yeah, they're the best part of the movies because they get into so much shit.
I know, they're gremlins. They break everything. And I like the idea that in the first one, you have Murray, the neighbor guy that kind of comes in and visits New York. The first one, he's always like, there's gremlins. They mess everything up. And then we go to New York and they're in this clamp like building that does fucking everything and nothing in there works properly. And I'm like, that's so funny.
I know, what do they call it? Automatic door?
It just constantly spins or never spins.
They had a weird name for it. And it's just like, just call it a door.
And it's great because it's like they did like the rules of three, like comedy comes in threes where they show you at the beginning, they show you not working in the middle. And then the third one, Clamp comes in. He's trying to like go through it, and they try all of them, and it doesn't let them in.
They just go to the next door,
the normal door. I just think I'm like, oh, so the first movie they're like, dang, foreigners can't make anything good anymore, and this one they go to like where Americans kind of make everything. They're like, none of this stuff works. It's like, man, that's so true. Nothing ever works that long. But so did you think it was too weird? Not weird enough? Equal, perfect amount of weird?
It was a good amount of weird.
Yeah.
There was so much happening. They're like, we don't have a story. We just got to make a bunch of shit happen.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun. And it was.
The story is gremlins in a building
yes.
and there's a research lab. It's going to get buck-ass wild.
Yes.
Which is pretty much all I want in a movie with gremlins.
That's all you need.
And you
gotta have shit that makes them weird and things that they can destroy.
Like all the characters are fun. Like even the obnoxious ones. Because, you have the bank lady in the first one and it's just like, oh, I hate her. I wish she'd die. In this one, there's nobody like I absolute hate. And like they all have kind of pretty good funny moments. Forrester would be like the most hateable one. That's like the assistant guy.
The assistant?
Yeah. He's kind of a douche, but.
Oh, wait, no. I meant like his assistant. The guy that was driving him, like his chauffeur in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a kiss ass.
Yeah.
So he's like really the only one I hated.
Yeah, he's kind of the worst part. But hey, he gets
corporate shill.
He's forced to get married to a gremlin, so gets it all worked out. I'm trying to think. What's your favorite gremlin in the whole movie?
The brain one.
Brain one.
It was so funny when he popped up with glasses.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I drank some formula. Well, I guess it made me have glasses.
Whenever I heard brain gremlin, I thought like it was going to have his big gross brain sticking out the top of it, kind of like the vegetable gremlin. But
yeah, dude, the vegetable.
I was so pleasantly surprised.
Like, what the fuck? Who thought of the vegetable gremlin? They take an olive out of them to put in their martini. That's that's so good.
Yeah, it's like a booger.
I think the third one should be like good brain gremlin. Gives good brain.
It's just the girl again.
Yeah. God. And by the way, I think they say the female gremlin in one of the. Like the cartoon. I think she's in the cartoon. Her name's Greta.
Oh, nice.
So later on, I'll call her Greta.
God, I do not remember anything about that cartoon.
Yeah. I've never watched it, but I just looked up like, hey, are any of the Gremlins from New Batch in whatever the show is?
I completely forgot that there even was a cartoon.
I think it's funny because the brain gremlin, he's the main gremlin from this, but the movie makes you think it's going to be Mohawk.
Yeah.
Who turns into a spider, which fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's rad. But all Mohawk wants to do is just beat the shit out of Gizmo, man.
Yeah, torture
Gizmo
him.
spends a good hour, 15 minutes just getting beat up in this movie. He gets the last laugh, though. He's changed forever. He does, too. He's changed forever, but, you know.
He gets pushed too far.
Yeah. All right, we'll hop into some facts. So, following the massive success of Gremlins in 1984, Warner Brothers immediately sought a sequel from director Joe Dante. However, Dante passed due to his interest in other projects before returning 7 years later when he was given free rein by the studios, which is why everything's buck wild.
Yes.
In his absence, several plot ideas entertained the notion of bringing Gremlins to planet Mars or the city of Las Vegas. According to the Gremlins 2 DVD commentary, Dante eventually agreed to make the film when Warner Brothers allowed him to retain total creative control, at which point he conjured the Skyrise plotline. So, let's see. Would you rather do it in Las Vegas, the Skyrise thing that we actually got, or Mars? Where do you want Gremlins to go?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, that'd be great. It'd been a great double feature with Mars Attacks then.
Yeah, man, because there's so much shit that they can do. Like they can gamble.
Yeah.
They can.
Dude, you know they'd be gambling.
Yeah,
there'd be a whole scene where like they end up breaking another Gremlin's legs because he's cheated in gambling. He's counting cards.
Yeah, there's like all those live shows, man, and they're all about musical numbers.
Yeah, it'd be who was in Mars Attacks? What's that guy's name?
Yeah.
He'd probably still be in it. He's been there for like 30 years, right?
Yes.
Oh, you'd have the guys with the tigers.
Just getting eaten by tigers.
Yeah. God. Let's do it. They do need to do Gremlins 3, right? I mean,
I was thinking about what would it look like today? It couldn't be as.
It has to. If it was all CG, I won't watch it. I refuse it. I want it to look. Because even whenever they do the practical effects and it's obvious that they superimpose a gremlin in it and it kind of looks weird, I prefer that over CGI. I'd rather they do that. Yeah. All right, so Daniel Clamp is a parody of Donald Trump and other billionaires.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, though. If Trump acted like Clamp, I'd be way more into Trump. Because this guy is just a little sweet treat in this movie. He's kind of silly, ignorant, and, just kind of like, he's a good guy with a lot of money, and he doesn't even know what half his buildings is doing at this point.
Yes. And that's what I immediately thought when I saw him. I was like, that's Donald Trump. Because he's a real estate whatever.
Yeah. Because he's kind of like a greedy, power-hungry real estate tycoon.
Yes.
Named Daniel Clamp. The character is amalgamation of Donald Trump and media mogul Ted Turner, and the film setting Clamp Tower is a riff on Trump Tower.
Clamp.
And while this is fairly easy to recognize, a deleted scene found on DVD and Blu-ray releases of the film features a voice that states, I've been thinking, Mr. Clamp, you could make a great president.
No.
26 years later, film.
Clamp. I'll put the clamp down.
Back in the day, people were just like, Donald Trump's going to be our president at some point. He's going to take over. I mean,
they're like, wouldn't it be funny?
Yeah.
If that happened?
That would be crazy. There's no way though, right? Who would want a billionaire to be a president?
Oh, Jesus.
Turns out a whole bunch of people, right?
God damn it.
A whole bunch of states. So the guy that, was big into Looney Tunes, Chuck Jones. He came out of retirement to do like the opening and ending of the film.
Oh shit!
With like Bugs Bunny and Daffy. So it starts with those two, Bugs Bunny and Daffy. These scenes were constructed by Looney Tunes creator Chuck Jones, who was talked out of retirement by Joe Dante to work on the film. According to deleted scenes and DVD commentary, the opening cartoon short was much longer than seen in the theatrical cut. This is also a post-credit scene involving Daffy Duck and Porky Pig. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I thought I turned on the wrong movie.
Yeah.
Because I turned it on and walked to the kitchen to pour some coffee, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of throws me off too every time. I'm like, oh yeah, forget about this. But hey, if you want to throw some Looney Tunes in a movie, do it whenever you can.
And Batman.
Yeah.
Because I think Warner Brothers own Batman.
Yeah, they own the movie rights and stuff to him. I think just in general, they own Batman.
They just own him.
Yeah. Batman's, you're mine. So the critic in the movie that like is talking about Gremlins 1.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets attacked by gremlins. He's like, it's a 10, it's a 10. So that's Leonard Maltin. He's like he had a show, he talked about movies and reviewed them. So
was it the movie police guy? Where he blows the whistle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he obviously has a cameo in this, and he famously gave the original Gremlins a negative review. So despite being offended by the critique at the time, Dante specifically cast Maltin to restate his criticism of 1984 film, during which he is savagely slaughtered by the Gremlins on the fictional movie police TV show. Yeah. When the Gremlins assault him as it dismisses the video, he begs, I was just kidding, it's a 10. Dude, I mean, that's amazing though, right? Like,
that's pretty funny.
I would love to do that. It's like, hey, no hard feelings, come be in my movie. Kill you. Let's see. So I guess there was an altered VHS scene in if you had it on VHS. So Gremlins 2 features a gimmick taken from William Castle's The Tingler, in which gremlin characters attack a movie theater projection room to appear as if they're breaking the fourth wall and appearing in the movie theater itself. However, 2 different versions were constructed for various release of the film. For the theatrical release and cable airings, footage of pro wrestler Hulk Hogan is shown during the projection scene. Okay. In the VHS version, footage of John Wayne from the movie Chisholm is shown with an actor overdubbing his voice. This was done to make it appear as if the VCR has broken rather than the theater projector.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that's so good.
It was very confusing. I could see how that would be very successful.
Yeah.
That's a funny-ass scene. They're doing the shadow puppets.
Yeah. And so apparently Joe Dante came out and said that Warner Brothers kind of messed with the release date of this movie, because apparently they were going to do it a different day, but they thought this movie was going to make so much money that they actually put it alongside Dick Tracy in June 1990. Oh, and this was in order to keep the record-setting box office performance of Batman intact. So they didn't want to mess with their record-breaking movie. Yeah. So they kind of put this next to a movie that, wouldn't make as much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that sucks. How about we all just make a lot of money here? And one of the last ones is Joe Dante prefers the sequel over the original. Hell yeah, brother. Although the 1984 original earned more money and better critical reviews, director Joe Dante has stated on the DVD commentary that he actually prefers the sequel. According to DVD commentary for original Gremlins, Dante stated that he still has no idea why the first movie was so successful. In addition to having a bigger budget and more creative control, Dante enjoyed making what he called a parody anti-sequel that poked fun of the original and skewered movie sequels in general.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wild as hell. I thought the the bar scene in the first one was so incredible with the flash dance.
Yeah.
Man.
That was great. I forgot about that. I know, but in that one is just kind of like chaos. This one's just like a party for the Gremlins, baby. It's just a nice, fun party.
It's so much more ridiculous.
I know.
In every way.
And it's just like one of those things, I love it. I love it, baby. I fucking love it. I was looking at the wrong one. There's some more facts, but I don't want to go too long on facts. So I guess we should probably just get Pop into this movie.
Oh, here's a fact. How much does Grandpa Fred look exactly like Al Lewis as Grandpa Munster?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely what they are going for. But it's played by Robert Protsky, who's just kind of like this. He kind of got his start. I know he was like did theater in kind of like one of the, I think like Chicago, and he's very much a Chicago guy, and he's great in this movie called Thief. Oh. And he's like the bad guy. He's usually a bad guy and stuff, and he just looks it. I don't know, but he's so good in Thief. We should do Thief at some point.
Hell
Fuck yeah, love Thief. It's a Michael Mann movie. He did Heat, Collateral, things like that.
Oh, cool. And I've never seen Thief. Play the video game.
Yeah.
A video game called Thief.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So yeah, pretty great cast. Got Zach Galligan as Billy, Phoebe Cates as Kate, Howie Mandel as Gizmo, which is this buck as well.
They should have given him a goatee.
Yeah. Tony Randall does Brain Gremlin. John Glover is Daniel Clamp, my boy. So funny. Robert Prosky is Grandpa Fred. Robert Picardo is Forrester. Christopher Lee, baby.
Hell yeah. It's ridiculous.
Dr. Catheter. Such a good name. And you know, that's pretty much like the main people most people understand. Dick Miller is Murray Fetterman, of course. Love the guy. So good.
Are the scientists like the twins? Are they real twins?
Yeah, they're real twins. Okay. And their names is Martin and Lewis, and don't ask me which one's which.
Doesn't matter. This is the most interesting scientist experiment I've ever done.
When I was doing notes, and you first see one, it says, Lewis, I tell you every time, if you look in the trash, that's where you find stuff. And then I was like, oh yeah, this guy. And then whenever it shows back up later and there's twins, and I was like, shit. I forgot there's twins. Which one's which? This is going to make my notes hard. But then luckily they did everything together at that point.
Did they play Science Weirdo 1 and 2?
No, it's Martin and Lewis. All right. Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. All right. Gremlins 2, a new badge. We open up with the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes opening. It's like, what if I just did it all serious? Which is great. It's fun. I feel bad for Daffy. Can we just talk about how like, Bugs Bunny is like the main Looney Tune, but like mad
Daffy.
Respect and love for Daffy, who's my favorite of all the Looney Tunes.
Funny.
I know. He's so good. I just wish he'd win some. Let him win. Bugs don't have to win every time.
They don't let him win because he's kind of a jerk sometimes, I guess. But so is Bugs Bunny. He's
Bugs
just more
is the
charismatic
biggest
about it.
jerk. He's constantly seducing men by being a lady. And it's like, just kidding. And they're all like, what?
What? I'm so confused.
And then he drops like an anvil on their head or something. No, but I love Daffy Duck. Mad Respect. It goes Daffy, and then it goes Marvin the Martian. And then it goes Bugs for
mine
me.
was always Wile E. Coyote.
Hell, I didn't even think about. Okay, no, it's Daffy, then it's Wiley, and then it's Marvin the Martian. I love Marvin though. I don't know.
He's got that cool hair monster.
Yeah.
Or no, that's just an episode.
No, that's just like its own.
Yeah, that's its own thing.
Its own guy. And then you got, of course, what's his name? Shooter McGavin. Yeah.
Oh no, that's
crap. What's his name?
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam. Oh, that guy. It's like I wish I had that temper. All right, and then we cut into the movie, and it's New York City, baby. This is all shots from Superman 4, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
nice.
Just a little fun. And then we get into Chinatown, and then we get the Chinatown music, of course, because you can't just go to Chinatown and have normal music. It always has to become some sort of Asian type of music. It's like, no, I can tell we're in Chinatown by the buildings, guys. Yeah. So we see a limo driving through. Then we get a businessman who will learn is Forrester.
Hey, what's a limo doing here?
Yeah, what? In Chinatown.
What?
And we see Mr. Wing, my boy.
Ween.
Funny thing is, he said, if y'all do a third one, I have to come back. And even if it's a flashback.
Oh, he's going to have kids.
Yeah, because he sadly dies in this one.
He's just, oh God, that's horrible. Thinking about him and his new wife, it's just awful.
Who? Forrester?
Yeah.
The
Gremlin lady.
I hope it worked out for him.
Oh, God.
A man shows Mr. Wing a video of Daniel Clamp. Daniel is trying to convince Wing to sell his business to him. Classic gentrification, you know what I mean? This big company is trying to buy all these houses.
Yeah,
and businesses.
His store is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
the ironic part is nothing in there works either. It's just these movies are about how nothing works. And then the Gremlins show up and then they're like, it's the Gremlins' fault. I'm like, I kind of think it's your fault, guys. Y'all just can't build things.
I just thought it was really funny after they talk to Mr. Wing, he just dies.
Yeah.
Like a minute later.
Your idea was so bad, I died.
Is it television that killed him?
Yeah.
I think so.
But yeah, so after they show him the video, Mr. Wing says, step off, bitch. They are mad and leave the TV. Our boy Gizmo is caged and turns the TV to Rambo. To survive the war, you have to become war.
Yeah.
Mr. Wing coughs, and outside the businessman says he's probably going to die. Turns out he died.
He's got like a counter.
Yeah. And then we cut to Clamp TV network. We see that Mr. Wing died. Fuck. The shop belongs to Clamp now. We cut to
the news is covering it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it was like the last business that would not like give in to him, I guess.
Yeah.
Now he owns all of Chinatown, I guess. We cut to Gizmo, who's just alone and sad in the building. And he looks so sad, I feel like I could die.
It's like, did my owner just die?
Yeah, did my owner that only kept me in a cage and never let me do anything die? Now I'm sad. But let's be real. Mogwai are just little shitheads.
No, they are.
They might not be as bad as the Gremlins, but they do not listen and do whatever they want. So they're cats.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, also, they start demolishing the building. And he has to run for his life. Hey, guys, let's check if there's any live animals in there, right?
Or, and you think that they at least get all the crap out.
Yeah, there got to be something in there.
I guess it's all...
Get your TV that you...
If it's all worthless, I guess, sure. But like, man, has anybody really gone through? Are there any terracotta warriors in there?
Right. But I mean, to a billionaire, everything's worthless, right?
Yes, I guess.
Unless it's yours.
Like how Martha Stewart, whatever... I think there was a fan that asked her if she could have one of the flower arrangements that they had made on the show. And she's like, "Nah, we just throw those out.
Yeah,
those people don't deserve them."
God, I love that we just allow Martha Stewart to be a terrible person. We all idolize her for it. It's crazy. It's like she's allowed to be just mean,
yeah.
But because she hangs out with Snoop Dogg and doesn't look like a woman that should go to jail, we're all just like, hell yeah, she's badass. So yeah, he runs for his life. It's cute. I love when he's running and scared. It's just because it's just like, he's so animated and he's squeeze him.
There's that really bad part where he's walking and it kind of looks like CGI, like bad CGI.
Yeah, it's like they superimposed him kind of in
it. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. And then we see him in the street laying next to some trash, and a man named Lewis grabs him.
Yeah. Who the fuck? He's like, gotta go downtown to find weird stuff.
I don't know. Maybe he lives in Chinatown.
This guy's just picking up animals off the street for tests in his lab.
I'm sorry. If I see that, I'm going to be like, I don't know what this is, but I have to have it. And then we meet up with Billy and Kate. They think everybody is so rude in New York because they're from a small town. Classic New York stuff. Hey, I'm walking here.
Never actually been there.
Yeah, me neither. So they go to Clamp. We see the weird ass revolving door. This guy gets stuck in it and just keeps spinning. Billy and Kate
goes backwards.
Yeah,
throws him out.
So good. Kate gives Billy a pep talk. Billy draws up. We learned that Billy kind of draws up concepts for rad ass buildings. Yeah. That building looked insane, man. With the dragon around
like a
it.
P.F. Chang's.
Yeah, because I was like, y'all are really gonna build that? That's gonna be. There's gonna be so much maintenance on that thing.
Like a fire breathing out the mouth.
Yeah, it's so cool. And we kind of meet Marlo, which is his boss and stuff. He gets into trouble because Forster comes in. He starts saying, "You have a plant?
Yeah, company policy.
We're only allowed to have certain things that the company allows." And then he kind of looks at the picture he drew of his hometown. Yeah, that looks really good.
Good art.
Yeah, which is like blocks and circles that don't look like anything.
Fucking corporate art.
Classic.
It's all very corporate.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
And I guess that's the theme. And I'm assuming Joe Dante is kind of saying something about the movie business and sequels here, because this place doesn't like creativity, right? Which I think this movie is super creative, obviously.
Sure.
You can't, if you don't like it, or if you do like it, you can't say it's not creative, right? And I think that's kind of the whole theme of this movie is just like Joe Dante was allowed to do whatever he wanted with this sequel. And it's like, hey, we could have got this toned down, basic art version of Gremlins, but instead we got this like technicolor kaleidoscope of a movie here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Then we start seeing that they have this crazy security system where they can like zoom in, and they have, if something's triggered, they get an alarm for it. And so there's this guy, the guy from the Disney movie Luck of the Irish.
Yeah, that guy's cool.
Yeah, he gets fired for taking a smoke break. It's like, damn, they did my boy.
To clean out your desk. Like, and everybody just smokes everywhere. Like, what is the problem here?
I know, right?
Is he smoking next to a bunch of gasoline?
The problem is he was taking a break. He's not allowed to take a break.
Yeah, smoking had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, and the guy that gets fired from Luck of the Irish, he's also in The Burbs, Joe Dante movie. Yeah,
that's the one I recognize him from.
Yeah, which we'll have the security guard a little later that gets Billy is also Tom Hanks' friend in The Burbs.
Oh, shit.
Joe Dante did The Burbs a little later after this movie, I think, or a little before, something like that. So then we see Kate. She's a tour guide in the Clamp building.
The coolest hat.
Yeah, I know. And they make fun of the hat later. And it's like, fuck off, Marla.
That's stupid.
So then we cut to Grandpa Fred, who's filming a vampire kid show.
Yeah.
But they're like, no one's going to get scared at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, technically, that's when people watch horror movies if they're weird ass weeks.
Yeah, that's whenever the Crypt Keeper would be on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
But I love Grandpa Fred.
Yeah, he's fun.
He's a very fun character in this movie. He looks wild. He's so down and out because he's like, oh.
They didn't play the moan sound.
Yeah. Oh. And his show's failing. They bump him to 3 a.m. And he's like, no one who watches TV at 3 a.m. is going to be scared of a cross-eyed puppet. It's like, that's true.
Yeah. That puppet didn't fit.
Yeah.
With his motif.
Then Fred brings up and talks about the weird experiments Clamp does. We'll find out a little soon. As in the next scene, we meet Dr. Catheter, who is wanting diseases. Little quote, Peggy, the lab receptionist, says, Dr. Catheter, this just came for you. Dr. Catheter, oh, splendid. This must be my malaria. Sees that it's not rabies. I've got rabies, and I'm supposed to get the flu this week. I mean, dialogue like that is just love it. It's so funny. It's just classic humor.
There's a lot of prop humor in this one.
Yeah, it's prop heavy. Coming from a man who loved to make props, Joe Dante.
This giant bean. Where's it, a pea pod that he comes out with later?
Right.
Oh, man.
So in the research lab, we see elephants and monkeys. And apparently the monkeys were scared of the gremlins. Yeah. So when they were like, going to release them out so that they could kind of come out and interact with the gremlins, they all went to the corner of their cage and just
start throwing shit.
Yeah, they're just like terrified of them apparently.
Yeah, I would too, man.
Yeah. So we see the twin researchers, Martin and Lewis. They show the doc Gizmo. They show how cute Gizmo is by playing the song on the radio and letting Giz cook, baby. But of course, the doctor wants to cut them open and do experiments.
Hey, you get this off the street? Yeah, let's fuck with it.
Let's cut it open.
Let's do some experiments.
What that brain look like? And of course, Gizmo's scared.
What that brain do?
What that brain do? Billy at his desk is frustrated because nothing really works in his office. Nothing in this whole place. The flashlights, anything. None of it works.
Nope.
Kind of like his dad, though, right?
Oh, yeah, because I thought he had something to do with this because they talk about the self-cleaning ashtray. And then that was something he made in the first one.
Yeah, I think so. I believe.
I know it was like the ashtray that had, or maybe it was a smokeless ashtray.
Yeah, that's what it was. Smokeless ashtray, which doesn't make sense.
No.
Yeah. But if you're Billy, you're like, golly, dude, can I be somewhere where something works for once in my life?
Yeah, because he had all those kitchen gadgets that just
the crack the egg, which just destroyed everything. The juicer that just sprayed juice everywhere, and it's like, hey guys, just stop using this stuff.
That's such a fun, like whenever you have a character like that, because they did it with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You got the mad scientist that makes just the dumbest shit.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it.
It's always fun. Gotta love bad scientists. And a funny thing, at the end of this movie, when everything, is saved, apparently there's supposed to be a scene with his dad where he brings Gizmo a wetsuit so that he can't get wet.
Yeah.
But it was too long of a scene, and there is already kind of, I guess they thought it was too long. So then he hears, Billy being frustrated. And then he starts hearing a mailman whistle the Gizmo famous whistle song. And he asks the mailman where he heard that song. So he goes to the research area. We see the twins injecting high voltage serum and cheese to give to a rat so they can power New York. They put a light bulb to it.
Rats,
and
this reminded me of the thing from Step Brothers. They're like R&D. What do you got? You like put whiteout on a bee.
Yeah.
It died.
It's fucking Step Brothers, man. So good. Billy goes in to rescue Gizmo. Extremely easy.
Yeah.
It's like went in there, got him, walked out, and it's like, well, damn, that was pretty easy.
Because there's no form or like process going on. It's just like, what are we gonna do next, guys?
Yeah, it's like,
grab an animal. I don't know. Put some shit in it.
It's like, I don't know. Like, what if we made a bat of porcupine? That'd be kind of crazy, right?
Hell yeah.
So
you're a genius.
Yeah, Billy rescues Gizmo. He goes into the men's room.
Worst men's room ever.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going in somewhere like? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's like.
Where he's like.
It's like it starts talking to you as soon as you go in. Hey, mister, welcome to the men's room.
Yeah. Hope you washed your hands.
Yeah.
What if one of them was like, hey, man, nice cock.
Yeah.
Or like,
wow, you're well endowed.
It's like, yeah, sir, Jerry, you should get that looked at.
You sit on the toilet. Wow, you're so big, you're about to touch the water.
Oh, no.
It only says positive things, though. It's like, hell yeah, it does. That's right.
Nice stream.
Yeah. But we get they reunited, Gizmo and Billy back together. And so he takes them back to his office. He tells Gizmo to chill and hang out in the drawer and not make a noise. You know, the thing that he refuses to do and all of them can't do. And then suddenly Clamp pays a visit and it's the first time we get to see him. He's happy, energetic. He's kind of like a dimwit almost a little bit. And he just knows nothing about his entire business.
Yeah, because he's a real estate guy.
Yeah, and he's just like, he buys properties, sells them, I'm sure, for a lot of money, and then just like doesn't know what else to do with his life because he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Usually, I guess they just get so bored they decide to get into politics.
Because that's where this movie goes.
Yeah. So he loves Billy's drawing that he sees, except Marla earlier told him that, you need to put trees in it. And then he does. And then Clamp comes in. It's like, there's too many trees. And it's like, damn it.
Yeah, I love when he picks up the picture of his hometown. He's like, what's this? Can I own this?
Yeah.
Do I own this?
It's like, I own everything in here, right? And then we cut to Marla, who is super excited about the visit Clamp just paid. And says this could mean a promotion for both of them. She asks him to dinner to talk about it. She obviously wants to bone Billy.
Yeah, she just likes power.
Yeah, she does. It's just, a classic something that doesn't age well. He tells Gizmo to stay put and someone will get him while he goes to dinner. He immediately gets out.
With the little paperclip rope?
Yeah. He doesn't even really use it. He just kind of falls down.
Yeah. It's fun, though.
I just love how, creative these little mogwai are and just, he's just watched so much TV. He's like, oh, obviously I got to throw this down, even if I don't use it. So Billy tells Kate that he has a meeting and tells her that Gizmo is there. She flips her shit and is scared.
Yeah, remember
She's
last
like,
time?
Please, no, don't do this to me again. She doesn't want to take him home, obviously. He explains the rules again, no eating after midnight, can't get them wet, and they love TV.
I know, it's so funny when she says, oh yeah, and don't let him eat after midnight. Good job. Good job. You're doing good.
Yeah. So let's see. He walks off and she follows after him and sees that he walks off with Marla, who, of course, puts her arm around his arm. And it's like, Billy, tell her to step the fuck off.
Keep it professional.
Yeah. So Gizmo hangs out in the hallway and a janitor is fixing a water fountain and Gizmo tries to dodge the water.
This is the dumbest way to get wet.
No. It's like, dude, Gizmo, just run further away.
I mean, he does try.
But, he is staying in the little office section he was told to stay in, so I guess we can't get too mad at him.
It's just so silly.
Yeah. He tries to dodge the water, but the janitor guy just keeps fixing it and making it worse and go everywhere, and it ends up going onto the paint, dripping on down, and then, slowly falls right on Gizmo, and then he starts popping out little guys. So, something fun I read about, apparently there were going to be more colorful mogwai in this one because of the paint.
Oh, yeah.
So the color of the paint, they kind of did it with like the brown and white, and then one's like black. And
but it didn't really show the paint running wherever the water was going on.
They decided it was going to be kind of too complicated and cost too much money to do, so they decided not to do it. But they did let them have like small variations of color.
Cool. Were these the same things that popped off of him in the last one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
they pop out of them,
and they're just this.
And then once
like,
they
hey,
eat,
we're back.
Yeah. Well, it's like they all have like different. Everyone that grows like has a different personality.
Like the crazy googly eyed one.
But you know what, bro? It's time to let the fun begin because now we're fully into the movie. So we see a bunch of goofy mogwai. They immediately start causing trouble. So you have George. He's the black and white, and he's grumpy, and he's always with Lenny. You got Lenny, not very bright, has buck teeth, and hangs with George.
Those funny buck teeth.
You have Daffy, the most childish of the Gremlins. He's the youngest, so they kind of base it off like age on how they portrayed him. Because George is the oldest, Lenny is the second oldest, Daffy is the youngest. That's why they made him the most childish. And you got Mohawk, who's like the second youngest.
He's the badass.
But he becomes the leader of the Gremlins, and he's essentially the reincarnation of Spike from the first movie.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not the same exact person,
but it's just like
Gremlin.
It's the bad one.
Yeah. Did you notice in the lab whenever he let the monkeys out or whatever, the macaques?
Yeah.
That he named them after they're Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Really?
One of them was Theodore and the other one was Simon.
Oh my God, I didn't notice that at all. Hell yeah, Jason. That's rad. So out of these four, which one's your favorite?
The buck teeth one was pretty funny, I guess. Lenny.
Yeah. Fucking Daffy goes wild. Mohawk looks rad. But Daffy, I think, is kind of my funny.
With the crazy eyes?
Yeah, and he's the one that's like getting into the paint and gets taken home. Yeah. So Mohawk, George, and Lenny throw Gizmo in the vents and lock him in. So cute. And I guess Daffy, that one does not care about beating up on Gizmo like the other three.
Yeah, what the hell? Like, he just gave birth to y'all.
Yeah. Well, it's like they know that he's
the...
I'm assuming like Mohawk wants to kill him because he's like, oh, we came from him. We got to kill him because he'll be the leader. I don't know. I don't know how.
They're just They're just bullies.
I don't know how the society of Gremlins works.
Let's go.
Yeah. So Mo, George, and Lenny escape into the building. Kate, thinking Daffy is Gizmo, she takes him home. It's like, hey, dude, did you not remember what Gizmo looked like? Do you remember him acting like this? Kate, maybe we have a situation here, okay? It's like, did you not watch the movie you're in?
Yeah, remember that one? They talk about it a lot in this one.
Yeah, and she thinks New York made him hyper because she's like, this is what New York will do to you. It's like, no, usually makes you more grumpy and hate people.
I don't know. You got to be on your grind all the time, I guess.
Yeah, and then we cut to the other three Mogwai, and they're in the food court watching people eat. And then Marla and Billy are eating in a weird Canadian restaurant.
Yeah, but they clean the fish right in front of you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yummy.
Gross.
She starts talking about their relationship and puts her foot between his legs. Then they bring out a moose dessert. Do you want the antler? He leaves, but Marla kisses him before he leaves, leaving lipstick mark on his face. Dang. That's why men's got to carry, mirrors.
The little pocket napkin.
Yeah.
That's what that's for.
Is that what it's for? It's when you cheat on your wife as a businessman. Don't cheat on your wife, guys. Come on. Let's be good here, guys. Kate is trying to take care of Daffy, but he is fucking insane. The guy can eat. It's all the Mogwai want to do is eat. They're tiny, but they love to eat.
So they can eat all day long as they don't eat after midnight.
And I love, we'll get to it. We'll get to it soon. So Billy comes home. Kate sees the lipstick. She's pissed. He immediately sees it's not Gizmo. And Daffy is going apeshit. And then the doorbell rings. Oh, the poor Futtermans. But it's great because Murray, like nobody believed Murray about, his wife didn't believe him about the Gremlins, which is funny. So they came to visit. Bad timing.
Looking at the church.
Yeah. It's like, damn, guys, y'all picked the worst day to come. But it's good for Murray because he gets to realize he's not crazy.
He's like, finally, somebody believes me.
So Murray is immediately being racist like he was in the first one, but this time towards Russians. And
call me bastards.
Kay and Billy, they're like, oh, our place is being fumigated. And so you have to get a hotel. And I'm like, damn, dude.
In New York City, huh?
The Futtermans are all like, damn, they really don't like us, I guess. And so back at the Clamp studios or building, the gang is eating up a storm. Just watching people eat. And one's just got ice cream going directly in his mouth.
Yeah, squeeze the juice.
Yeah. Kate and Billy show up. It's after midnight. Bum, bum, bum. They get the idea to turn off the water so that they can't multiply. But Rick Document, right? Yeah, I think that's how you say his name. It's a weird last name. Show up to stop him. This is a guy from the Burbs.
Oh, shit.
The best friend from the Birds. I love him. He's so funny.
Yeah, he is.
Satan is cool. Satan is a friend. God, we got to do that soon.
Hell yeah.
Maybe
man.
next October. We'll get Natalie on it because she loves the Burbs. She's the one that showed me it. But Daffy goes crazy on him and bites his nose, bites Rick's nose, the guy. Rick takes him away and takes Billy away. And he says, look, guy, I'm pointing a gun at you, even though I'm just a security guard. You're not that aggressive. I don't know. I'm pointing a gun straight at your chest, touching you with it.
Kill shot.
Crazy. So Rick takes Billy away, and we pan up to see some cocoons. Boom, boom, boom.
Cocoons. I didn't know they cocooned.
Yeah.
Whenever they ate.
Yeah, that's it's like the little egg.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the alien.
Yeah.
So then we cut to Kate goes to get him out of jail. This was essentially the whole point of this was, hey, we have to let them gestate, so let's make him just go to jail for a long time.
I think I missed this entire part of the movie. I think my dog hit the controller and fast forwarded it like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there's so little that happens. You just miss some mimes getting arrested, essentially. But they
fucking deserve it.
Yeah, those mimes. They're always putting invisible walls up, getting stuck in them. We have to help them.
Fucking talented. Damn.
So we cut to the cocoons opening up. The new Gremlins, though, see Gizmo back in the vent. He falls right. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. So the cocoons open up. We see Gizmo back in the vents. And of course, he ends up falling and falls right where the cocoons hatched. Oh, brother. And the three Gremlins grab him and beat the shit out of him.
You think for a second that it's going to be like a Die Hard scene with Gizmo?
I know. It's like... They went Rambo instead of Die Hard, though.
Why?
I think Die Hard was probably coming out while they were filming.
Oh,
so
okay.
they probably didn't. I don't think it was
sense.
out quite yet because I think that was 89. No, I think that was 84. Who cares? We'll talk about it when we do it. So, and then we see Kate and Billy. They're gearing up while Gizmo is being tortured because that's the favorite thing in these movies. They love to torture Gizmo.
I don't know. It's so sad.
And they're gearing up by getting these flashlights, super bright flashlights that barely work.
Yeah, they're
look
like
weird.
The weird boxy flashlights.
They're terrible.
Are they even what?
I'm like, are they supposed to be pyramids?
They're rat powered.
Yeah. So then Marla shows up, flirts with Billy in front of Kate. Kate says Billy is in big trouble if we survive all this. Billy tries to tell Forrester about the Gremlins. He's like, comes in there. Hey, you have to listen to me. There's going to be all these green things. You can't feed them after midnight, blah, blah, blah. And he thinks that Billy is going crazy because, they're like,
it's insane.
Hey, we just arrested you, dude. What are you doing here? How'd you get back in here? So Kate shows a tour of the Microwave with Marge show.
Yay.
You have the Asian tourist that's like, just wants to take pictures of everything.
I am a camera.
Yeah. And how good does the bologna and bean dip roll up sound to you in a microwave?
Not great. I'm going to say, just to be honest here.
You microwave that, your house is stinking.
Oh, God.
But I do love the idea of Microwave with Marge. It's just a show about microwaving things.
But she never uses the microwave.
I know. They never show her. Only the Gremlins.
Makes really bad sandwiches.
Yeah. Oof, I could go for a sandwich, though. I love sandwiches.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then we cut to Billy, who's getting a bunch of questions about the Gremlins from all the people that watch monitors and stuff. It's questions we all asked after the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, what happens about time zones? Does that matter? Yeah. And Billy's like, I don't know, okay? I was just told to say the lines in the first movie. But I love that. I love how self-aware this movie is.
Yeah. They're like, what if he gets a seed stuck in his tooth?
Yeah.
And then eats it later?
He's like, he technically didn't start eating it after midnight. He started before midnight, but does that count? And Billy's like, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, they're just making fun of him, and then one pops out.
The Chinese man died. Like, I can't ask him. Yeah, and then Mohawk attacks.
for the computer?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
How did you get in there?
Just like punches the shit out of a guy. And then
that was hilarious.
Billy blinds him with the light. And now Forster believes. Kinda. He still says he's crazy.
I know, but they're like, they don't even really care. They're just like, oh, that was a thing that happened.
Well, they have a research lab turning things into bats. They're like, oh, it's just another experiment gone wrong.
Those crazy guys.
So we cut back to Marge, who's cooking. She opens a pot and Daffy pops out.
So I guess if it's like chicken stock, it doesn't count as water or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's considered, once it's considered food.
If it's too starchy, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's probably too thick to absorb into their body, I guess. I don't know. Then George and Lenny pop out. They start throwing pots into the microwave and turn it on, and then it explodes. This was their bright idea to turn the sprinklers on. Uh-oh.
Oh, so you think they knew that was going to happen?
Yeah, that's what they were planning to do. They wanted to start a fire.
Because they wanted baby.
I like to think that, I mean, I don't know. It seems like George is kind of smart. He seems to hate that Lenny's so dumb. Because Lenny's constantly doing something and hitting George, and George is like...
like he throws the pot at him while he's standing next to the microwave.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Forster... Just like he would immediately murder him with a gun.
Yeah.
Like he did the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah, the brain. The brain. So Forster is watching from security, and the whole building is malfunctioning because of Gremlins. Classic. Mohawk is still torturing Gizmo by copying him a lot in the copy machine because they're little shitheads.
That was so funny.
Kate gets into the elevator, but the Gremlins are controlling it. It's like, go up to 34, up. It's like sound the alarm.
That was a cool scene. We're all on top.
I mean, the Gremlins are... I mean, Minions are kind of based off Gremlins a little bit, right?
Yeah, they have to be. I think because
they make the same noise.
Silly. And they do such crazy shit.
They do the whole laugh thing, and that's why I like Minions.
Yeah, I love Minions.
They're very similar to Gremlins, except yellow, and they wear
goggles,
overalls. So Clamp, who is just bored and chilling in his office, and he's like a bored billionaire, and the office is in the clouds. It's so tall of a building. While talking to his secretary, a gremlin...
Let's do some memos.
Yeah, we cut to the secretary that he's talking to, and the gremlins puts a rat trap in her sandwich.
I know, and then she just disappears.
Yeah, she eats it, and I guess it ran away.
She's died and went to hell, I guess.
And it's like, you know, the way you hold a sandwich, the rat trap wouldn't work.
Do you stick your tongue inside the sandwich before you take a bite?
It's like it would be all over the... It's like you'd bite into it and be like, oh, there's wood. And then the bread would not allow it to close, but it's a good bit no matter what.
Yes.
And then Clamp checks it out, gets attacked by one. He's able to put it in the shredder though. And
that was sweet.
Green.
All the goo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome when the elevator crashes and they all get splattered.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So good. Because and then Billy and Forster show up. Billy tries to tell him to close the building down and not let them out at night. Kate, who's getting attacked in the elevator, like they're literally like punching holes through it at that point, grabbing at her.
The axes and shit.
It's so good. Then Daffy shows up and does what Daffy do and messes with the elevator more and plummets the elevator to the ground, killing a lot of gremlins, but Kate survives somehow.
Yes.
I guess the bounce of the gremlins maybe.
Yeah, it kind of slowed it down. She's like lifting off the ground. It's going so fast.
Yeah.
She would have also been splattered, I think.
Gremlins make great, like, you know, airbags.
There's just a bunch of marshmallow gremlins at the
bottom. Let's see where we are.
It's like the Mike Lindell pillow gremlins.
Yeah. So Clamp tells Forster and Billy that they are taking care of it and that they want no media coverage on this. Turns out there'll be so much media coverage on this.
You can't stop them.
He tells Forster to exterminate them, and Billy is to help since he knows about them. And then we cut to Leonard Maltin, the critic, giving the first Gremlins a bad review, and then the Gremlins show up and kill him.
They like tap it on his shoulder, and then they put a thing around his neck.
He's like, I'm just kidding. It's a 10. It's a 10.
So I guess that show is being shot inside the building.
Yeah.
Like in the TV studio.
Yeah. Then we cut to Mohawk. He's still torturing Gizmo.
With the train and shit.
Yeah. It's so good.
He's all tied to it like a damsel in distress.
It's so wild.
It just kind of just derails.
Yeah, it just derails, and Gizmo's like, ow.
Poor Gizmo.
And then we cut to the twins, Martin and Lewis. They are in a research lab, and a gremlin drinking vegetable medley and starts sprouting vegetables all over them.
What?
It's like, okay. That's the one where it's like, that's that's the other idea. That's the last idea. And I will say, if you haven't watched the Key and Peele sketch about Gremlins 2, go on YouTube right now and watch it. It's one of the funniest things.
Hell yes.
So good, especially after you watch Gremlins 2. It's probably good even if you watch Gremlin 2. It's like a great ad for the movie because it's like, I have to watch that. One gremlin drinks a brain formula and then becomes very smart and can talk and also glasses.
I thought that it was
glasses now.
I thought that it was just going to be glasses. Yeah. Like before he started talking, I was cracking up.
It would be funny. He's like, oh, this actually just gave me bad eyesight.
and then he kind of sounds like the dude from Seattle. What's his name? Frasier. It kind of sounds like. I thought it was going to be Frasier.
Let's see. Let's look up the Tony Randall. Let's see what he's been in. Oh, he does like a bunch of voices for. He's like in the Odd Couple TV show.
I thought his voice stuff with this gremlin is so good.
Yeah, he really is.
His dialogue is really good.
It's the voice is what makes the brain gremlin so distinguished.
And then he's like supposed to be really smart, but he's still saying all this crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
About gremlins.
Yeah.
But he's saying it smartly.
Yeah, and then Dr. Catheter comes in, tries to reason with him. And then he's just kind of long speeches. All his speeches are very long. And then while Brain Gremlin talks, another gremlin drinks a bat formula and can now fly. Let's go, baby.
And then he injects him with sunscreen.
Yeah, and then the Brain Gremlin's like, all right, you see, my boy, we'll put this into you, and then we can now go outside.
Daywalkers.
Yeah, and so he injects into the bat gremlin. The bat gremlin flies through the wall, creating a Batman symbol. Hell yeah. That's how you know we're just having some fun now.
Oh, God.
And now he's in the sun. Crazy.
I know. I thought they were all going to have sunscreen blood or whatever. But I guess they only had enough for one.
Yeah. I know. It's like Brain Gremlin should be like, all right, make more now.
Yeah. They did have a lot, I guess. I don't know.
So we get a bunch of scenes with gremlins causing trouble. You have them in the food court, just popping out of stuff. You got them in the stock market. buy, sell, buy. And then like the Brain Gremlin is like actually like, oh, you see, we need to invest into this, you see. The building is just completely overrun at this point. We see this as Kate runs through the building. One flashes her. And
then this is all what he was doing.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. Coat. Yeah, he flashed her.
She and kicks then him right in the junk.
Yes, which a little later to the Kate story, we'll have to bring this scene back.
Oh, good.
Kate pulls a fire alarm. I love this fire alarm. Building announcement.
Yes.
Fire, the untamed element. Oldest of man's mysteries. Giver of warmth. Destroyer of forest. Right now, this building is on fire. Woman in corridor. What? Building announcement. Yes, the building is on fire. Leave the building. Enact the age-old drama of self-preservation. Dude, this building fucking goes.
Yeah, I could work here.
Yeah,
it's just great. Every day would be wild.
Yeah. So the Futtermans are out and about touring New York. Then Murray spots the Bat Gremlin. He's like, no.
It's coming after me.
Bad day to visit New York, man. He is able to throw the gremlin in concrete where the gremlin gets covered. And he also gets like a massive cut on his forehead.
From its foot?
Yeah, that was one scene. When I saw that, I was like, shit, I forgot about the massive cut. It disappears immediately, but I was like, I hope if Jason's kids watch it, that's not too traumatizing.
No, they didn't watch it because they never want to watch what I want to watch.
Well, they would love Gremlins
I know. Although my youngest daughter she asked every person in our family for Furbies. So she's got 2 coming from our grandparents. And I think another 2 coming from different other people. She just has so many fucking Furbies.
She has to watch these then.
But I figured, if she saw this, she wouldn't want her Furbies anymore, which honestly might be a good thing.
Might be a good idea. I think Christmas Day, you show them both the movies.
Well, yeah, just call it the Furby movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the Mitchells versus the Machines?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that movie.
The big giant Furby?
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
That movie's very good. So yeah, Murray gets the Bat Gremlin covered in concrete and then flies away, landing on a building and becoming a gargoyle. Fucking genius, dude.
It dries up.
So clever.
Oh, did you see the fucking robot, the Tesla robots that look exactly like the Mitchells versus the Machine robots?
I haven't.
Yeah, you gotta look that up. Anyway, please continue.
So George, now sporting his cigar, which is kind of what he's known for. He's the smoking one. That's how he looks different. And Lenny are playing in a toy shop where Mohawk runs a train into Gizmo.
Yeah, why do they have a toy shop?
This building has everything.
Clamp's got his thingies in every pie.
Yeah. He's like, hey, if we're going to have tours,
I know they
said
they have yogurt. Yeah. But like,
bro, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But, okay.
And while Dr. Catheter and Billy talk, they're having like an argument about something, and the film cuts out. And we see Gremlins making shadow puppets. You got a bunny and then a perfect Abraham Lincoln.
Hell yeah.
They start playing women playing naked volleyball.
Yay.
A woman comes out in the theater saying, this movie is worse than the first one. So apparently this really happened. When someone was watching Gremlins, a woman came out with her daughter saying, this movie's too violent to, I guess like the usher of theaters or whatever. And apparently the kid snuck back into the theater to finish watching it and hid the whole time from her mom so she could continue watching.
Nice.
It's like, yeah, fuck it. It's like, I mean, the Gremlins aren't that bad.
No, this movie is very milquetoast.
Yeah, kind of. There's a lot of violence, but it's for Gremlins.
There's a lot of ooey gooey stuff. Yeah. But there's really no blood except for that one guy.
If you can watch Goosebumps, you can watch this. And
I always thought Goosebumps was scary when I was little.
Yeah. And then in the theater, it was, especially the mask one. The mask one was the vampire
one was really scary to me.
Actually, I was scared of the gnome one because the kid during the day it stays still. Yeah. But then whenever it's in the dark, it attacks. And then I just remember the gnome getting into the garage with the kid. And it was just like, you just hear screaming. And I'm like, little things, man. Little things scared me as a kid. It's crazy. Yeah. But in the theater, the usher gets Hulk Hogan, baby, to confront the Gremlins. Okay, you guys, listen up, brother. People pay good money to see this movie. When they go out of the theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth. Do I have to come up there myself, brother? I'm doing a terrible job.
You have to rip off your shirt. Yeah.
Do you think the Grimsters can stand up to the Hulkster? Well, if I were you, I'd run the rest of Gremlins too right now. Sorry, folks. Won't happen again.
He should have had a bigger role in this. Like, I wanted to see him body slamming some Gremlins, maybe squishing them against the wall, making them explode and goo.
Oh, man. The way that...
And the popcorn's like $30. What are you doing? I know you got money.
Yeah.
But fuck, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I will say now I love how they're bringing merch popcorn buckets to the movies.
Dude, they're huge though. They're so obnoxiously big now.
We went to see. We didn't go see Wicked, but they were out of Moana 2 buckets, so we got a Wicked bucket.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah, I used to get them, and then now I have a bunch of like cups and buckets, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do with this now?
Yeah, we've got like 5 or 6 just from Disney World. They're just laying around.
It's like eventually this whole room could be filled with junk I bought at theaters.
Yes.
But yeah, man, if Hulk Hogan should have been in every movie in the 80s. He tried. He's just so good at talking.
Yes.
The Grimsters could stand up to the Hulkster.
He's so ripped.
I know.
Dang.
It's crazy.
He's Hulk in his prime.
And they said, hey, he didn't do steroids. Yeah, fucking right. So, back to the film. And Grandpa Fred is in the studio control room. It's a lot of news about clamp building problems. Fred gets the idea. He goes to get the Asian guy to run the camera. He's like, I am a camera.
Oh, God.
And then we cut to a gremlin drinking electric formula, and now we have an electric gremlin.
Yes. That YouTube video was Key and Peele?
Key and Peele, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, so good.
One gremlin ends up throwing acid in another gremlin's face.
That becomes Phantom
of the Opera. Hell yeah.
Bringing Broadway.
Mm-hmm. Another gremlin drinks sex change formula, and now we have a female gremlin named Greta. Meow.
I love it. It's so forward of them to do so.
And she DTF. DTF.
She's great. She's like the Miss Piggy of Gremlins.
Yeah, exactly. She's the Guido of the Gremlins. She could easily been on what's that show called?
What?
Gym Tan Laundry, baby. So Billy, Dr. Catheter, Forrester, they go back to the research lab where now it's just pure chaos. Greta gets a crush on Forrester and kisses him and humps his leg a little bit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Get it, girl.
Doc has weapons. He says, I got weapons right in here. It's like, what the fuck?
I know. He's got
like a Uzi in there. But the electric gremlin shocks him to death and he just like turns into the skeleton. Classic. Yeah.
Poor Dr. Catheter.
Then the Mohawk gremlin, he gets a hold of an Uzi.
Yeah, he gets an assault rifle with
shoots him.
It's got like a silencer. Or no, that was at the end.
Yeah, it's like a little Uzi, I think. We see Mo. He grabs the spider form. Oh, Mo. I called him Mo in my notes. Mohawk gremlin grabs the spider formula. He's gonna be a spider.
That's a cool ass idea.
Oh, it's so rad. It's so smart.
Like I feel like if they want to make another one, they should make it scarier.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I always wanted Guillermo del Toro to do a Gremlins movie.
Hell yeah, man. He can make it scary.
Yeah. And then we see another gremlin. He drinks something, but it starts coming out of the bullet holes. And then he does the classic gremlin. I love it because the minions do the same thing. It's like when something happens, they just kind of look around. It's always good. It always cracks me up. So
and he's got he has the glass, the beaker on his head that gets shot. Like he's just waiting to be shot at.
It's like so when you think of movie making, it's just like who thought of that small detail like that? And it's like who just thought, hey, it'd be funny if we had like a gremlin with holes in it, and they stopped and laughed afterwards. And it's like, yeah, that's so funny. I just wouldn't have thought to do that.
Yeah, bring more coke.
This is what that's true. Everybody was on cocaine. They're having fever dreams after doing a whole bunch of cocaine. So Gizmo, he's able to untie himself from the train tracks, and he thinks about the Rambo quote: "To survive a war, you got to become war."
Then the weird training montage.
Yeah, we'll see it. It's so good. So Clamp notices Grandpa Fred, who is making a live news segment in the Clamp building talking about the Gremlins.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want any media coverage at all.
It's like got media.
And he's right behind him on the
TV. Gizmo is preparing for battle by working out. He's like lifting stuff. He falls through the floor. So good. He's got a bandana on now like Rambo.
Oh, yeah. Please punch in that bag.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then the Futtermans are at the Clamp building, and Murray's like, I'm not crazy. Looks at his wife, I told you I'm not crazy. And she's like, you're not crazy. Starts taking more pictures right in front of his eyes. Mohawk drinks the spider formula, and he rules even more now. Billy talks to Clamp, and the electric gremlin comes in the room, but Billy is able to act quick and puts him on hold in the phone system.
That's funny.
That's so good.
That's so ridiculous.
It's like, how do you
I don't know.
Figure that
Is
out
that
later?
How phones work?
Yeah,
I guess. That's how they work here.
Yeah.
Clamp Tower.
It's like that gremlin's like invincible now. Like, can you even kill that one?
I thought it was cool how they had him on the screen, just like screaming. Like,
And they weren't originally going to do this because they didn't think they were going to be able to like do the animation. But then they came up with some sort of like a new CG animation type thing came out. And they were like, oh, we can actually do it now. So they ended up doing it. And then Clamp plays a Clamp video building announcement because of the end of the civilization.
I never thought I'd get a chance to use this one.
The Clamp Cable Network now leaves the air. We hope you enjoyed our programming, but more importantly, we hoped you enjoyed life. Clamp's crying. It's so beautiful. Apparently, all news, like CNN, Fox News, they all have a video like this to play at the end of the world.
It's like on Wall-E, they had one too.
Yeah.
That had to be found.
It's like, man, that made me scared reading that fact, actually. I was kind of like, my butt clenched a little bit. I was like, they're prepared for the end of the world.
We should make one for the show.
Yeah. Just like upload it real quick. Please listen. Rate and subscribe, please.
There's no need. You're all dead.
So Billy comes up with a plan. He asks Clamp to move the clocks forward 3 hours so they can trick the gremlins into gathering in the lobby and they can kill them with the sun.
The Hocus Pocus.
Yeah. Don't bring up Hocus Pocus. That movie's mid as hell.
Hot take.
Yeah. I'm just not a big Hocus Pocus boy. The second one was an atrocity to my eyes.
Yeah, it was bad.
So bad. Oh, what if we had a Walgreens?
I did like it in the second one how they were like leaned heavy in on like their relationship as sisters. I thought that was very sweet.
Yeah, I'm so glad we got it. Just kidding. If you can make fun of Point Break, I can make fun of Hocus Pocus.
You can make fun of whatever you want.
That's true. It's America, baby. Yes. So Clamp will have to block out the sunlight from outside. He's excited to use his secret escape hatch he has, and he loves the idea that he can save the city because he's just like.
I would have loved to see him getting into this hatch and like, does he?
Yes,
I'm sure he has like a big slide, like kind of like Batman. Yeah, he just goes into the slide and goes down into the capsule and
yeah,
comes out.
I love it. Um, oh crap! What was I gonna say?
It's just because it's under a plant on the street.
Yeah, it's so good.
We should all have one.
Then we cut to George and Lenny. They're watching movies and love when they see humans die. It's like a giant tentacle takes a guy, and they're like,
yeah, the monster like picks him up and eats him.
Yeah, and they just laugh. Then we cut to Marla, who just walks straight into a spider web because it's so dark in there. We see Gizmo. He starts punching a speed bag that ended up punching them back. Classic bit. Then we see Clamp rising from the ground. He's so happy. He's just smiling because he loves that he just used it.
Hell yeah.
So he comes out of his secret hatch. He is bombarded by the media and he expertly doesn't answer anything at all. Mary goes into Clamp's hatch, though, to help Billy. Way to go, Mary. Lenny, he starts messing with the AC and air pressure, causing more chaos.
Yeah, like a windstorm.
It's like they can control the like I don't know, the environment.
Just like sucking out all the air pressure at the top level of the building.
And then because of this, Billy gets tricked by a gremlin and gets knocked out. It's by Daffy. Gizmo starts creating weapons. He makes a bow and arrow out of paper clips and pencils. We see the time moving forward behind him, though. Grandpa Fred, he sits down with the brain gremlin to have a talk with him on air. I was going to do the whole quote, but it's like, damn, it's like 3 paragraphs. And I was like, I didn't want to do that. The brain gremlin says they just want to create a civilization and have all the niceties that humans have. During this, all this that he's saying, he shoots a gremlin that annoys him. Says, you see, this is not how we want to react. But because we don't have the civilization that the humans do. And then outside the building, we see they're covering all the windows with like a nighttime looking thing. So funny. And then
Genius.
I love the news program. Grandpa Fred, after brain gremlin shoots somebody, he's like, "Ooh, okay, I should probably exit now." And then we cut to Billy, who is tied up in a dentist chair. Daffy turns out to be the dentist. Yes. Why is there a dentist chair in this building?
I love how they all have uniforms. They find uniforms for all these different jobs.
Yeah, it's great. And I love the idea that Clamp's probably just like, you know what, actually, I don't want to have to leave too much, so I'm just going to have like a doctor, a dentist, an optometrist.
Whenever they talk about how they came from the lab, he's like, we could have had 2 psychiatrists and a plastic surgeon in that room.
Yeah. And lucky for Billy, Murray shows up and they blind Daffy and he runs off. Kate, looking for Billy, runs into Marla, who's caught in the web. Marla admits nothing happened between Billy and her and that it was mainly just all Marla's stuff. While cutting her out, Mohawk shows up in spider form.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Looks rad in silhouette. Yeah, oh, God.
His arms are coming out in the shadow.
Yeah. It's just like not enough Mohawk, though, in the movie.
Yeah.
They're about to be killed, but Gizmo shows up with a match and fires a flaming pencil arrow at the spider and burns him alive. Way to go, Gizmo. You got your revenge.
Yeah, the whole montage for one scene.
Yeah. And then Gizmo pretty much doesn't do anything the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Billy and Murray show up to help the 2 women. I just realized that I put Bill and then I put Murray.
Bill Murray.
And I was like, wow, Bill Murray. Funny. But they show up to help the 2 women. Kate looks at Gizmo. What happened to him? Gizmo looking tough now. Billy, I don't know. I guess they pushed him too far. So cute. Fuck yeah.
They're just carrying him around the rest of the time.
As they watch Mohawk burning, Billy wants to give up, but Murray Futterman, we can't give up now. Washington didn't give up. Lincoln didn't give up. Kate, please. Murray, what's wrong? Kate, don't mention Lincoln.
Oh, no.
Something terrible happened to me when we were on Lincoln's birthday.
What?
I was 6 or 7 and I had the day off from school and Mama let me go to the park. She made me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I was going through that peanut butter and jelly sandwich phase and this man with this, Billy, honey, Kate, beard and hat, and he looked just like Abe Lincoln. Billy, honey, I really don't think we have time for this right now, you know? Kate, he had this raincoat. I remember. Oh, God. He said, hello, little girl.
Oh, no.
Flashing.
No.
She got flashed as a kid.
Abraham Lincoln. Wow.
Yeah. And
how presidential.
that's why she hated that flashing gremlin so much.
Took her back.
But I love that they did this because of her insane speech in Gremlins 1. And they're like, let's come up with something super ridiculous.
About her dad dying in the
Santa.
chimney?
Yeah, this was just essentially like they're just parodying that from the first movie. Let's go, baby.
I want to know where this Lincoln guy is. Is it the Lincoln guy at the statue, or what's the cliff face with all the president's heads on it?
Oh,
because there's a guy there that is always dressed as Lincoln.
Oh, is it really?
He's like a super tall guy.
I've never seen it.
He's like you take pictures with him and give him tips.
It's Gabe from The Office.
Yeah.
So now all the gremlins are in the lobby, getting ready to leave, and then we get Brain Gremlin singing New York, New York. Yeah. Dude, this is just pure joy at this point.
Spreading the news.
When they start partying, I'm just like, feed it into my veins. Yeah. Straight to it.
So they're all excited that they're about to go outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're about to see New York. They're about to take over the world, baby.
Yeah. The musical number.
Yeah, and it's like Fred's like, it's weird. They seem to be doing a musical number now. And then they have all these like signs or whatever, and they all flip them down, and it makes the thing for Greta's face. And then the eye has something like a little spiral thing that shrinks, and then she comes out. Oh, it's so good. It's
beautiful.
We cut to some gremlins preparing for war. They have like bazookas, guns.
They're like lighting dynamite.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is going on here? They're all so cute. Clamp is about to drop the giant tarp covering the windows, but classic Storms comes in just to ruin everything. Great. We get a shot of gremlins just...
So I thought that they were going to like say, get the weather machine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. Why doesn't he have one right outside? We get shots of gremlins just, LIVIN, just living, drinking. Partying. They're getting WB tattoos, Warner Brother tattoos. We get the Phantom of the Opera gremlin. Did they do the whole bit? I love like he's playing the piano and then the one dressed up as like the girl from Phantom of the Opera turns around, winks,
takes the mask off of him.
It's like, It's like, well, you were already ugly either way. It's like genius. Billy comes up with a plan though. He wants to flood the lobby with water and then release the electric gremlin to shock them to death.
That's probably why it's in the movie.
Yeah.
They needed a way to kill these things.
It's like, how do we kill him? Murray turns on the water and they all start popping more out. It's great. I love it because you see them when they zoom in, you see the bubbles on them and then you like their little babies.
Little babies.
So gross and beautiful at the same time.
God.
And so they're popping out. They release the electric gremlin and they all start to get electrocuted and start melting. You got the one with the witch hat. I'm melting.
Yes. Of course they do.
So
I love when they melt and all their bones are showing.
It looks so rad. Ugh, it's all gooey. All the forms.
Just melting.
Yeah. Now that it's safe, the Clamp SWAT team come in. The revolving doors don't work.
And he's got a gun too?
Yeah, he's like the
leading
leader.
The charge.
It's like, wait, this is just like Clamp Security has a SWAT team?
It's like, I'm not doing anything. Everyone else guns.
Like they try to go through all the revolving doors. None of them work. And then he like comes through the other door. He slips and falls.
On all the goo.
Yeah. And then, so essentially we're just landing the plane here. And Clamp decides to make Grandpa Fred a news anchor. Tells him to get a tan. It's new clothing. Clamp congratulates the whole gang. Clamp and Marla make eyes at each other. They're going, bug.
Yep.
Clamp sees Billy's drawing of his hometown. Clamp loves it and wants to build a version of it in New Jersey.
What are these little people? Can I own
Clamp
them
Corner, where life slows down to a crawl.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Gizmo pops out and Clamp sees him and he thinks that it would be a great toy and float in a Macy Day parade. They're going to be rich now.
He's just already merchandising it.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And Billy, like in this one conversation, just made like $500,000. I mean, selling the plans to a town and then now also going to have the rights to Gizmo, which is essentially Furby's.
Oh, they're gonna own his ass.
Yeah. And then Gizmo says it's time to go home. Clamp gets a call though. It's Forrester and he's stuck in the bathroom. He has kisses all over his face. Then Greta comes in with a wedding dress.
Yes.
They're gonna get married.
He throws the bouquet.
Yeah.
And he's like kind of into it.
Yeah. And then they do like the wedding. The gremlins are making the wedding song noise. And we end with a kiss. Wow. That's Gremlins 2, baby. Oh, it's a wild ride. I remember watching this with Richard, my friend, growing up for the first time. We watched Gremlins 1, but we did not know about Gremlins 2 like this. And, we're into wrestling, so Hulk Hogan was great.
Yes.
We're kind of weirdo.
It's the perfect film.
Weirdo kids. So, seeing all the wacky Gremlins, we just ate it up. It's just like fun. Candy for me.
No.
I just like weird films, and this movie's weird.
It is very weird.
It's like if you're gonna make a kids film and make it wonky and weird, then go. for the sequel, you made a lot of money for the first one. The sequel, just go buck ass wild.
Yeah, that's what they did. Yeah, I like that they made it. I mean, it's pretty kid friendly.
Yeah,
right.
It's not too bad.
It's not very.
There's
gruesome.
a lot of innuendos.
Yeah, sure.
But like, I don't know. Like by the time your kid's 10, he's learned it.
Yeah, especially now.
Yeah, they've learned everything on the internet. All right, my guy, we're going to do the good, the bad, the ugly, the fine. It's where we talk about the good of the film, something we like, the bad, something we didn't like, the ugly, something that didn't age well, the fine, something that did age well. What do you want for the good?
The good. I think I just love
It's good.
I love the puppetry and all the puppets.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
The Gremlins.
The Gremlins, yeah, they're the best.
So good. They look amazing. Insane. They look, when you watch it, it's like they're there. It doesn't feel like they're fake.
Yeah.
Like ever. It feels like when you watch it, there's just fucking gremlins in this building. It's wild. Like it's so expertly done. Joe Dante is so good. And that's why he's in my good.
Yeah, they're so just fun.
Like
just fun as shit.
By the time they show up, after like a couple of minutes, you're like, no, this is just what the world has now. The world has gremlins. We all know this. I see them all the time.
And I'm not crazy.
Yeah. All right. So mine is pretty much the Gremlins and Joe Dante. What do you got for the bad?
I mean, there's some really bad like practical effects. Only a couple, but it's very endearing.
Yeah, it's more they're just kind of, technology just
technology sucks.
Wasn't fully there. Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just a movie like this is so fun. It's hard to even the bad stuff is really just you kind of forget about it.
You're just there to have a good time, right? It's not a movie that's like I have to think now.
I would really hate to be in that bathroom though.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Ooh, yikes.
It's like taking pictures of you.
Yeah. My bad. I said not enough Gizmo and not enough Mohawk.
Yeah, barely any Gizmo or Mohawk.
Yeah, it's like, come on, guys. Let's get a little bit more of that.
That training montage was bullshit.
Yeah. It's like, come on. He didn't learn anything from training.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Come on.
I wish he came out like super ripped.
Just swole.
He like shaved his stomachs and just abs.
Or just like a Hulk Hogan Gizmo.
Yeah. Just rips the shirt. That'd be great. All right. What do you got for something that didn't age well?
You
want me to do mine first?
Yeah, go for it.
Ugly is nothing and I won't hear it.
Yeah, there's really not a lot.
Yeah, it's just a fun little movie.
It's a fun little movie. I don't think working in a corporate office is necessarily aged well. I've never done it before, but it looks awful.
Clamp is the president.
Clamp it. Clamp it.
Clamp it. And then we'll go to the fine. My fine was this movie. It ages well.
Yeah,
seriously, it's so good and fun, and it's forgotten about because of the first Gremlins movie.
Yeah,
which I want to watch
again.
I want to watch both of them again. What about you?
Is it fine? Yeah, I mean, I think anytime this amount of creativity and like all these there's a lot of really great actors in this movie, and when they come together and it looks like they're just having a really fun time.
Yeah. Actually
makes things age well.
Giving directors in like the 80s and 90s free reign in movies, that aged well.
Yeah.
Now all it means is
how much CGI you're going to use.
No, well now it's just like, oh, I have free reign. Cool. My movie's 10 hours long.
Oh, yes.
That's my free reign. I decided to make the longest movie ever.
We'll call it the Jesse cut.
Yeah. It's like, dude. Don't ever call it the Jesse cut. Very rarely do you hear me. This movie's not long enough. There's only like 2 or 3 movies on this whole podcast where I'm like, it could have used a little bit longer. Most of the time I'm like,
oh man,
cut it
yes,
to death.
Please.
I'd be a terrible producer. People would be like, fuck, dude. He keeps telling me to cut things out of my movies. All right, we're going to end this with our final category. That's where we discuss a double feature, something that goes well with this movie. I chose the cute little critters from the movie Critters.
Critters. They are kind of cute.
They're just little fur balls. They got big old mouths and beady eyes.
And they eat you.
Tiny little hands and big old feet. Oh, it's so fucking rad. I love it. The movie's so bad and I love it. Billy Zane's in it, baby.
Hell yeah.
It's directed by Stephen Herc. Everybody knows Gremlins or Critters. I don't really have to discuss. The director did Mr. Holland's Opus and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and The Three Musketeers from 93. Guy had actually a pretty good run.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right. What do you got for your double feature?
I chose the Neverending Story. It kind of came up in this doing a little research project it's got like the saddest horse death ever, like from your childhood.
The whole movie's kind of sad. Alcor, betray you.
Yeah. But it really made me want to watch that again. So
yeah, I need to rewatch it because some people will like talk about scenes other than that one and like the boat scene where the golden things. And those are the two things, and the rock monster. Those are the three things I really remember. And people, anytime someone brings up something other than those three things, I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's so hard to remember anything about.
He flies on the dog dragon. That's cool. I remember that.
It looks so fluffy.
So I do need to rewatch that. Just need to watch a lot of like old movies I watched as a kid, like Indian in the Cupboard and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. I used to read all those books.
I had like Darth Vader in his cupboard, lightsabering things.
Hell yeah.
That's Gremlins 2, baby.
Nice.
Hell yes. We did it. And I guess everybody is in anticipation to see, are we going to do a Christmas movie at any point in December?
I think we should.
I mean, we did Gremlins 2 because it's Christmas
really
adjacent.
Really Christmas,
it wasn't
though.
Christmas at all.
Not at all. There's nothing Christmas about it.
I just wanted to do Gremlins 2.
Fine.
It reminds you of Christmas just because of Gremlins.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
So we're going to do one of my favorite Christmas movies. And you will think, well, it just takes place during Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie. But what I say to that is you can kiss my bang bang, baby. Because we're doing kiss bang bang.
It's totally, Christmas adjacent.
It's Shane Black. If it's a Shane Black movie, if he wrote it or directed it, it's a Christmas movie. Because he loves Christmas. And it stars Robert Downey Jr., Val Kilmer, Michelle Monaghan. Like, come on. 3 bangers of actors right there. And it's like probably the last like super good Val Kilmer performance.
Yeah.
And outside of Top Gun Maverick, but he couldn't really talk that well during that. But
no, because he got sick, right?
Yeah, he died like shortly after that, filming that, which was really sad. But it was a great scene. Still made me emotional because I love Val Kilmer.
Yeah, he's really funny in this one.
Yeah, oh, he's so good.
Robert Downey Jr. is too.
And it's like Downey Jr.'s back. He's sober, and Shane Black gave him a chance. And
it's before he became Iron Man?
Yeah, it's like right before. It's like the movie before, I guess. Well, because Iron Man was like 08 and this Kiss Bang Bang's 05. So make sure you join us for that. If you haven't seen Kiss Bang Bang, this seems like a good time to do it.
It's a fucking good movie.
Good time to watch it. So yeah, join us next week for that. And, leave us some reviews. Give us 5 stars.
Please.
Say, hey, great episode, wherever you're listening. If you're on YouTube, give us a comment. Like the video. Keep liking all our videos. The more you like and the more you comment, the more the algorithm shows us to people and that we might get more listeners. Same thing on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just do all the good stuff.
Algorithm.
You know what? Our Christmas present to you is doing Kiss Bang Bang. So how about your Christmas present to us is liking and following and commenting. And only good stuff, please. It's the best time of the year to be a nice person.
Yeah.
And you can leave us comments, or you can send us emails. Top of the description, there's a link. You can text it. You can click it, and you'll be able to text us whatever you want. Ask us to do a movie. We did Mars Attack because someone requested Mars Attack.
Ask about my my new ideas about Christmas decorations.
Ask about me about my wiener.
I had this great one of Santa sitting on a chimney just taking a shit.
Hell yeah. Classic. Any other ones? Are these all poop
related? Yeah. No, there's a reindeer with lights coming out of its butt.
It's all butt related?
Mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like you pull the lights and it sticks its tongue out or something and makes fart noise?
Yeah, sure. I like where this is going.
Yeah. I'm a part of it. Now you have to give me the money you make off of it. Or you can send us an email at werecommendmailbag@gmail.com. Thank you, Joey Prosser, for our intro and outro. You can follow him on X at Mr. Joey Prosser. And damn it, this has been the We Recommend podcast. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
To survive a war, you gotta become war, baby. Bye!
Die hard.